Right, I've got my glasses on. I mean, I must be in business. Plus, I just did a run through and messed it up. So I'm going to try again. I'm going to talk through Lewe, and I'm going to demonstrate that Lewe shows us the nth degree. It's as small as we need to measure in order to understand reality. So from Lewe's AB 5. Okay? Lewe's AB 5. Lewe's AB 5. Yeah? And he shows this shape of tension and bending, which I loved, because this is showing a bubble breaking on the equator of the atom. Yeah, remember, here it is. Here's what that shape. This is just one motion of the 6 cycles that he split out. And then I'm going to go to 14 and show the 5 cases where he shows here in low case 4 an anti-clockwise rotation, and there's nothing in low case 5. So I extended it to 6 cases, and I could see that the clockwise rotation was at support 3. So I've brought that idea down, and I'm going to use Lewe now to analyse between supports 2 and 3 to see this bubble. So I've supported the bubble with 6 supports, and I've allowed at support 3, because I know there is a clockwise rotation there, I've allowed for that rotation. So that's a rotating support. Yeah, it's just that surface supports that, but it's free to move. Yeah. We have our Fibonacci spirals. Beginning, it goes 2, this is my count, you're going 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 on both sides, and you're seeing the commencement of the Fibonacci spiral building from that point. Where does the energy come from for that spiral to be created? Bear in mind, the spiral is describing an actual entity of force in the center of the atom, and at the very center of that point you find this rotating mechanism. That's where alpha is, the 1/137. You've got a y-axis is created here, and it has a 137 arc second from perpendicular. Every rotation, it clicks 137. That's the fine structure constant. Yeah, so we don't need to go into here. If we go into here, we find this mechanism. Now, we can continue to use Lewe to analyze anything in here, but we're going to become confused because this is fluid. It's describing a fluid bearing at the center of 3 axes. If you can imagine, here are my 3 crossing axes. They must not cross each other. They can't overlap because they each have a motion. This is spinning, this has spin force, and this is orbital rotation. Each of those must turn independently. Therefore, they cannot overlap. If they overlap, there would just be massive friction there, and that would affect it won't work. So it's the friction that should be there, in fact, creates motion, a fluid bearing at the center. And Lewe discovered it here in 1915. He drew it in AB 5. But he doesn't describe what he's doing. I've just taken his ideas and just, I think, replaced what has been excised from Lewe. Okay? So that's fairly simple, I hope. Oh no, I'll go back and I'll just show you how the 0 works in terms of the count again. So, because I wasn't very clear on it yet. So the 0, you see, has a width between the 2 ones. There is no 0 actual. There's no nothing ever. In between the I1 and the 1, you have this rotation, simply that, the fluid bearing. And it's infinite axis theorem. It's trying to create an axis from 3, trying to create an axis from 3 fixed positions. They shuffle around to create a fluid bearing that can handle it all. And it's the fluid bearing that actually then creates all the forces that create these 3 forces. So it creates itself. Okay, so it's brilliant. To me, it's absolutely golden. Golden ratio, in fact, because it's all about pi and phi. That's all you need. Tesla was right. This is Tesla. This is what Tesla was trying to say. The hardest thing in the world, when you're accessing the Akashic text and you're getting this kind of level of information, is to translate it for others to understand. And it's impossible. The Cassandra effect just just becomes massive. The more you understand, the bigger the Cassandra effect becomes. The beauty of Lewe is that I can just stand on Lewe. I don't need to prove anything. I can just give an illustration of my ideas and what the time particle theory, how it fits into Lewe, and you can just trust that there's a document that exists in science they've already got. And it's a simple step to understand then, I see. Let's fix the foundation of physics by chucking it in the bin and replacing it with quantum engineering. So pay attention to the other stuff I'm saying about the existential nature of what's actually happening today to you, that you're at war and you just won. But only when you realise both of those things. Two-step process. Welcome to New Earth.